Alright guys, I'm out here in the garage trying to build the cover sheets for this. And I did this today. It took me like the whole day. That fits in like this. And you tap it a little bit with the hammer. And I need to build another piece from here to up here, like the factory. As you can see, I could put the door bar in, and then it fits pretty good. Not so much right here, but that's whatever. And even back there, there's not really a whole lot of light coming out. So when I'm bending metal like this, like right here, it looks like a brake did it, but I actually get my angle grinder and lightly mark these lines so it's a little bit of a weak spot, so I could bend it easier, because I have this small vise and that's pretty much it, and I don't even have bolts for it right now. I could just lift up, so I can't do much like hammering or anything on this metal. So but where I'm going with this is on this one, it doesn't look like I did that because I did it on the back side and I forgot to do it on the back side of this, so there's gonna be a little bit of a groove, I guess, a few grooves in here, but it fits very nicely as well. There's not a whole lot of light coming through. It goes all the way around. Well, this is supposed to be like that, but yeah, and it's a straight line all the way up. For my first design, I was gonna go with this, where it slips over and covers the rest, and then I was gonna make this piece 2 pieces, but I thought it'd be kind of hard to get in this little crack with the welder. So I did it like this, and it's a lot more sealed than it would have been. I was mocking it up and like tapping it with a hammer, and I tapped my thumb. This side should be way easier because, for one, I didn't cut this lip out, and that'll make it so I will probably only have to do one bend. And secondly, it's one continuous like rectangle. As with this one, I cut a big square in the front, and the pillar had to scoot back a little bit, and then I had to cut for this bar. So it was like 2 shapes, kind of. You could see it's sort of like a P. But this one is just a standard rectangle. So, alright, so it's a few minutes later, like 10 minutes probably, and I already got these templates cut out. It was super easy. I could just go like that and like that, and it's like perfect somehow within my first try. One thing I noticed is right here is a little it got trimmed a little bit for the door bar, so I'm gonna probably have to take that into account when I cut it out in metal, make it a little wider, like right here. So I'll mark that like that, and now I'll remember where I could make it wider. It's like 6 o'clock, so I'm gonna head in for the day, but I'm glad I got to do that last little bit that'll help me out tomorrow. All the floors are sealed up. The back pieces, I had to make that one, but it came out pretty good, and I welded them on, and I made these pieces and welded them, and everything else. So right now the cage is for the most part all done. I have to do this seat bar, but as I said before, I can't do that without the dash-in because I don't know my seating position. so I have to get the dash in before that. And then I think there's a gusset, or there's a seatbelt bar or something that goes like right here to here, to there. And that's pretty much it. These are all welded up. These go underneath and are welded. So everything's all set. The main concern right now is getting this done right now, because the door has a lot of stress in this area, and so I'm gonna cut out some 16 gauge and make a little strip for both sides. My biggest concern for finishing this is getting the dash in. I'm not really sure how it's gonna go because there's no dash support left, and so I have to make my own, but I won't be able to work that out until the dash is actually physically in the truck. This one's gonna be challenging for me. It's not an easy shape to replicate because of the curvature, but it shouldn't be too bad. I have to do both of these ones, and I'm not really looking forward to it. Okay, so today I plan on doing a few things. I might get started on these rear pieces just to get the cab 100% sealed. But I was also going to start on making little bezel pieces or cage tie-ins for connecting the cab and the chassis. I also would like to get the windshield out, but it seems like a big pain, even though it probably isn't, because I have a light bar in the way and I don't want to mess around with glue and a guitar string right now. I also need to do the other side, this piece on that side, and then that piece on that side, and then grind it down to make it nice and make it look how it was before. It's pretty nice to see it like this because of how much work it has taken to get to this point, and I can't wait to be putting the carpet and whatnot inside the cab very soon, and it just makes me feel pretty good about what I've done. Last night I ended up getting this piece in and that piece in, and just like it was like a 1 inch by a foot or so of metal, and then I contoured it to the cab a little bit, and I think I might be able to get away with using this side, or maybe even that side, for mounting the dash, because the dash mounts used to go like right here and I had to cut them off. So hello guys, doing a quick update. I got this piece cut out. I grinded the line I need and put a bend in it, and it fits very nice. So I'm gonna weld this one in, and then this one is just a square. Alright, so since the morning I've made these. You can't really see them, but it's like a 1 inch piece of metal that goes all the way along the tube and connects the back of the cab with it, and it goes to about there and it curves up a little bit. And then I welded that in and that in, and right now I'm making this little template Oh, well, this is not a template, this is the final, but basically it just fits over, no problem. And for these two, I'm trying to make it flush with the base material compared to in the cab, because you could actually see this, and when you paint over it, you want it to be like just like a flush finish. I'm gonna hammer this in and tack it in, and then I'll work it forward with my hammer and my screwdriver, which makes for a good combination for this kind of stuff. But I mean, already you could see the fitment is super good. Same thing on the other side, if I could find it. It's a mess back here, but this fits pretty good. It's a little, it's not the greatest fitment right here, but that's whatever. As long as like the roof line and the main lines are good, I don't really care. So yeah. Hello. New update. I didn't record it all today, but I was painting this. I did the best I could with it. As you can see, it's not great. There's like some weird looking weld and whatnot that didn't go well, but I mean, I did the best I could with the tools I had. Same on the other side. It looks pretty good, not gonna lie, but I made these panels and they look so good. I was bending them and stuff, and I've never really done anything like this, where you can sort of let your creativity go, I guess. But so it's like all contoured and bent how I wanted it, and it's really nice. It looks nice. And same on the other side. I whipped that one up. I'm gonna do this in a few more spots that I can, and I think it adds a nice look, a nice sort of rat rod handmade look. I cut these pieces out, and I'm gonna fill them in, and this back piece right here I'm gonna fill in. I have the template right here. 42 inches of metal across, so it's gonna be a two piece. I'm gonna have to cut two pieces out of that and then weld it and blend it together to make it look like one big piece. I had an idea, since I'm gonna be tying in the cage to the roof, I had a good idea, and it was to use my dimple dies. I'm gonna cut out a square, you know, like one that'll fit like right here, just a small little piece, and then I'm gonna dimple die it, and I think that'll add, or it'll make it look cool. Okay, I left off tacking plates in like this and here, and then I think I was talking about grinding it down and making it like a smoother area. It's gonna be hard to see, but yeah, so today I did a bunch of work. If you didn't notice, I painted it black with Steelit, and I'm not done completely painting it. I still have like a little areas where I could use it a little more, like it's kind of hard to see, but like right there. Alright, so I got my light, and right here, it's not the best lighting right now, but there's certain spots that I didn't completely get with the steelit. I did all of this with 2 cans that were slightly used, so you could probably get it done with 2, but I recommend to use 3. It looks really good. I love the contrast with like the rest of the body. What I'm going to do next is, so I'm gonna use another can of Rust-Oleum and do the floor black and like these bars and stuff. Oh, also by the way, to complete the black look of the interior, since my car came with the gray interior, my carpets were gray, and to complete the black look I dyed my carpet black, but it's very hard to see, but there's sort of a green hue to it, and I don't want green. Let me roll it out completely, like there. So I'm gonna re-dye that black maybe tomorrow and make it look better. So I got my kill mat. I got the 50/50, which I think there's 2 versions, 50 and 80 mil, and 50 square feet was, I think, the biggest size they had. I thought I got the 80 mil, but I guess I didn't. On the back there's an adhesive, and you just peel this piece off and then stick it on. And then this isn't included, but you pretty much need it, is a rubber roller, and this one has like grooves in it. Alright guys, so this dried. You could see where I've been stepping in here. So I re-sprayed like all the spots on the cage that got like sort of like ruined the finish a little bit. I spent all morning while this was drying repairing all these wires, and it wasn't as easy as I thought it would be, because there's 2 of the same wires that were blue, 3 of the same wires that were green and orange, and then another 3 of the same wires black with a white stripe. And I tried to do a little research, but mostly just tried to put them back together the way that they were sort of cut. If you remember yesterday, I was talking about making a 3rd mount, or another mount, and this is what I was talking about with there's a steel piece underneath the where the steering mounts. I just welded some 1/4 inch on there, and that's just for later when I get the dash installed. There'll just be a bar sticking up that I can just engineer a solution for that to mount right here, instead of having to hassle with it now. But I think everything's all ready to go back in when I'm ready for it. I'm going to be putting in some kill mat probably right now. So I just started rolling the first piece on in the passenger footwell, and it's pretty easy to work with because it doesn't quite stick to the ground that easy until you roll it down, and now I can't really get it up. But you don't have to get it into these tight areas, because you can get a spare piece and cut out certain pieces that will fit in there. But yeah, it's really satisfying to roll. You roll it and then compresses down. Like that. And it just, it sort of conforms to the floor or whatever surface you're dealing with. Alright guys, it's been a few hours later. I'm about to end the day because it's like 7. But this kill mat is going in pretty smoothly. It's a little time consuming because I have to trim out like all the pieces. Pretty happy with it. Alright guys, I rolled a little bit more today. I did a little on the back wall, and then the rest of the floor is pretty much done besides that corner over there. I think it's time to get the dash in. Alright guys, a new update. I got the dash in, it's bolted down, and I just been plugging everything in. I got those door controllers in, the shifter and hood popper, the brake sensor and steering column. I don't know what these 2 vacuum lines are for right now. I think they may have had something to do with the fan, or maybe they have something to do with the heater core valve or something. I don't know, but I'll figure that out later. Alright guys, so I'm gonna call it a day pretty soon. This is looking so sick. When I first pulled all this dash stuff out, it was very like tedious from what I remember, but I put all these panels back in like no time at all. I feel like it's only been a couple hours, but I don't think I had this when I first did this. This is just a side or a right angle drill or something. I don't know what it's really called, but it's what made this thing go back together so quickly. And then I just got a little adapter for the sockets, which everything is pretty much all the same for all the like little panels and stuff. I believe it's a 7mm. In this like little park neutral drive thing, when you pull it down, it loosens the string, and then there's a spring on the other side of it that pulls the string where this marker is. And my spring apparently wore out or something, because when I shift it, I can't, let's turn the key. When I shift it to 1, it only goes to 2. I don't really care. It just kind of sucks. I don't know what, out of all things, I don't know why that would fail, but whatever. I don't need an airbag, so I don't know if I should find a way to go around it first before just putting it in. Here's the carpet. It looks fine, but some grass blew on it. I have to mock the carpet up and cut it to size. But yeah, this thing's coming together really quickly. Like today, this wasn't even kill matted, and the dash wasn't even in, or it was just like laying there. And today I got the kill mat all taken care of, the dash in, a bunch of the panels of the dash in. Just like plugging all the stuff in alone and getting the dash in is hard enough. All the parts that are just sitting under my truck are all completely dusty and dirty, so I have to wipe them all down with alcohol and get them all cleaned. So yeah, when I was installing the dash, I don't know when this happened, but there's that green connector right there, which probably controls the like locking systems, like so people can't just like make a key and use it in there. But those pins got all bent up, and I'm gonna have to fix that later. So yeah, that's my update for today. got a lot done, feel pretty good about it, and I'll see what's next later.